Here we go. I use my angle grinder and it's on the floor now. You see that? Whoop, on the floor places. And I want to sand that down just a little bit to look like this guy. Every time your hand starts to get all creaky, and I'm 35. I got a buddy working with me. Whew. Come on. Good morning. It is 5:20 in the morning. Obviously the sun hasn't even risen yet. I got my garage door open and allow some airflow in here. But I decided to come in the shop just this morning to knock out a few things, being I was already awake. And here, let me go ahead and show you a few things that I need to knock out. So I'll be working from this stand here just a little bit. There's a few branches that I need to grind down with the angle grinder, and you can see a few of them sticking out here and a bunch right there on that maple. And then I'll start sanding and working on a few of the sweet gum. I'll add in vines with my tube sander here, and it's actually just below me. I'll add some vines with this guy. There's also a few maples, little skinny maples, little baby maples, nothing crazy. I want to sand those down, but I'm going to keep the bark on there, and hopefully I'll have enough time at that point. And it's not even clear. The dark behind the camera is just playing with it. There's my air conditioning unit. Don't know if you knew that yet. And we'll see what I can do past that. If I'm not able to do anything past that with the time, because I have to get out of here or start getting ready, going to eat breakfast and take a shower and everything shortly. But let's see what I can do with all this. Let's check out my view this morning. So quiet. No one's out here. It's pretty cool this morning. It's like upper 60s maybe. I mean, that's not even cold, but it's way better than we have been getting in South Georgia. And a little surprise, I got a buddy working with me. Say, hey, Pep. You can say something. Don't give me the side eye. I know you want to take a nap. All right, so let me go ahead and get started on this stuff. First things first, I'll go grab the angle grinder, and then I'll just chip away at some of these. And there might be a few more that I need to work on other than those two that I pointed at, but let's go ahead and get after it. All right, so I've now grounded down the edges, or not even the edges, but the small little branches, twigs that are sticking out of the wood that I can't get with the loppers and I don't want to mess up the foam on this sander here. So I use my angle grinder and it's on the floor now. You see that? Whoop, on the floor. That's where I left it at the moment. I'll pick it up in a second before I trip over it. But I'm done with that now, and I think I ground down on about 5 sticks, no problem at all. So what I'm going to go do now is work on this sweet gum here, and you can see where the bark is just so thick and deep in many places, and I want to sand that down just a little bit to look like this guy. 1 second, let me not lose my train of thought here. Like this guy, and you can see how he keeps that outer bark just a little bit, but it is retaining the cool little color. In fact, let me turn the camera around real quick so you can get a better view. And you can see this mid bark that it kept here, and it's still kind of smoothish. Now obviously I'll do some finish sanding with some hand sanding just so it don't grind it all away, and it'll look cool once it's covered with the sealer. So my next step now is grab a couple of the sweet gum, and especially this guy here. I'm going to grab him and take down some of that bark a little bit so I can get down to the mid bark where it's just a little bit smoother and easier to seal up and handle. That right there, the sealer it wouldn't even exist at that point unless you lay down tons of it, and I don't need to be wasting it like that. So I'm going to sand it down, and here I'll do a comparative thing real quick. So here's a good comparison. what the sweet gum bark is currently and just how they all are whenever I get it. Some are a little bit smoother. This one's, I've seen rougher than this, but this is what I wanted to get it to. And this is pretty smooth, easier to seal, and the colors even keep the same colors. And it'll be way darker once I put that sealer on, and it's gonna look pretty cool when I'm done. Let me get my pencil out of the way before I lose it again. And then, so let me go ahead and work on this guy. I may sand in some vines on this one and another one that I have, but we'll see if I have time for that. It's almost time to go get ready and go eat some breakfast. But all right, here I go. All right, here we go. All right, so my sweet gum is done. You see how smooth it? Actually, I'll take that back. It is not done. The first step is done. You can see all the high and heavy bark is gone. I've got a little bit of high there, but I'm gonna leave that there for just, you know, character, whatever. But it still has the cool color left over to it. On my sander here, I used the, what is it, 120 grit, and then behind here I have 220. And then I'll run this over just in a little bit. I'll probably do that tomorrow morning. And then my next step after that is a sponge sander. And this is just one of those drywall sponge sanders you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. I found that these are way more comfortable to use than, say, just a piece of sandpaper. Even though sandpaper has been tried and true for years to come, this is just way more comfortable to hold if you're sanding all of these behind me. Over time, your hand starts to get all creaky, and I'm 35, and I ain't got arthritis. I feel bad for the jokers that do have arthritis doing this, using sandpaper. But yeah, try the sponge. You can get different grits. You can get them rough, you can get them soft, you can get them light, you can get them smooth. I got 3 of them up there. What are they? Medium, extra fine, and fine. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. All I did was just sand down some sweet gum. I, grinded down some small little twigs on the side of the sticks. I meant to do more, but I started a little too late today. I meant to get out here at 5 a.m. instead of 5:20, but hey, is what it is. The sun still hasn't risen yet, but I need to go eat breakfast and get ready for work. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good evening. Hang that up there. Okay, he ain't gonna fall down. All right. Oh yeah. And in everything you do, get out there, have fun, and keep sticking to it. You guys have a great day.